Ousmane Dembele has won the 2025 Ballon d'Or. Now, this Ballon d'Or, it was up in the air. I think after the Champions League final, everybody knew, okay, it's going to go to Ousmane Dembele. And then after the Nations League, there was reports maybe of Vitinha, maybe Nuno Mendes. After the Club World Cup as well, maybe Hakimi should get a shout. Before all those competitions, Rafinha and Lamine Yamal looked like the two most obvious ones, especially Rafinha. And as the summer went on, it kind of came down to two people, Dembele and Lamine Yamal. And although Yamal has burst onto the scene, he is one of the best players in the world, even still at a teenager. I don't think he had done enough to win a Ballon d'Or. Yes, he was probably the best overall player in the world last season. Stats do play a part of it. I know Rodri won it last year with not that many goal contributions, but the trophies you win, where you score your goals and what games you score your goals count. And I think Ousmane Dembele checked all the boxes. Obviously, winning a treble, I think if you win the treble, one of your players should automatically win the Ballon d'Or. I don't think there should even be a discussion. And the fact that PSG won their first Champions League and Dembele was such an integral part of that, he put in good performances throughout the whole knockout stages. And even in the final, he's one of the standout players. And in the league and in the French Cup, PSG are always going to be favorites. But the fact that they were able to win 4 trophies, a treble, their first Champions League, it was bound to go to one of their players, for sure. And I think if it didn't go to one of their players, I think it would have been very undeserved. On who maybe should have won, who could have won. We're speaking about the actual winner here, Ousmane Dembele. Now, Ousmane Dembele, he holds a special place in my heart. You know that wonder kid that you keep up with when you first hear about them, and you kind of just like fall in love with their game? That was Ousmane Dembele for me. I remember when he went to Dortmund, the young kid with the high top, wearing gloves, long sleeves. Hey, man. And Dortmund was one of those teams in the Bundesliga that I used to watch all the time. Royce is one of my favorite players, Aubameyang. Dortmund had always had a special place in my heart. Getting back a little bit more, whenever I would do a FIFA career mode, I would choose Borussia Dortmund because they had so many players with so much potential. And I remember by 2017, FIFA career mode with Ousmane Dembele, Marco Reus in that squad. That's when he was on the cover of FIFA as well. And that's when I started to fall in love with Dembele. That's when I started following his career. Also, he had a great career at Dortmund. He was one of the most electric players. He helped them win the DFB Pokal. Obviously, just the season after, he ended up going to Barca for, I forget the fee, but a crazy amount. And we all know the famous video of when they first introduced him. He couldn't even juggle a ball, everything. Everyone is clowning him. And I think people look back at his Barca stint as a stain in his career. And obviously, yes, he probably wasn't as consistent and as good as he was supposed to be. And he was injured for many parts of it. But there's a time, especially under Xavi, where he was one of their most important players. And let's not forget that he won a La Liga title as well. Yes, injuries played a big part as to how his career at Barca went. And eventually that ended up getting him sold to PSG. And ever since PSG let go of Mbappe, it has been Dembele's team. He has been a voice in the dressing room, a voice in the team, an integral part of how they play, right? He's so dynamic, can play across any position in the forward line. And seeing him flourish, be one of the best players in the world, and I think he racked up 37 goals, 16 assists. It's just great to see a wonder kid fulfill his potential, right? Because that rarely happens. You know, he started at Rennes, went to Dortmund, had an okay stint at Barca, kind of stayed in his career. And at PSG, he was able to bounce back and become the best player in the world. I think that just shows Dembele's character. It shows his quality, that even after all these years, he can still get better and fulfill his potential. And that's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is the people's champ. First time in a while that people leave watching the Ballon d'Or in good spirits. The right person won. The person who deserved to won and came away with the trophy. And it was great to see that heartfelt message that he sent to his family. He had his mom come on stage, give him a hug. And I see him lift that Ballon d'Or, man. It was cool, man. I was smiling ear to ear, man. Dembele is one of those players, to me, that I can't hate. Like, I'm always going to support him. Even if he doesn't play for you know, obviously I'm a United fan, but even if he never even touches Old Trafford, I'm still going to support him. He's one of those players that I fell in love with his game. And yeah, man, I'm just happy to see a new Ballon d'Or winner. I think Dembele fully deserved it. I think PSG fully deserved to sweep all the awards. I know Donnarumma won. I know Luis Enrique won Coach of the Year. And yeah, man, PSG was by far the best team last season, and their best player deserves to win the Ballon d'Or, and that was Ousmane Dembele. And I'm just happy. I'm just happy that the right person won. And then speaking on Yamal, he's gonna win a Ballon d'Or eventually. Like, he's only, he's 18 now. He still has a good 15 years of playing, at least 15 years of playing. He's gonna win a Ballon d'Or eventually. He's gonna be on that podium, maybe even next year or the year after. I know some Barca fans might be upset that it was a robbery. He's the best player in the world. How can he not win it? Look, stats play a part, an integral part. And he only put up about, I don't know exactly, it was like 9 league goals, 20 odd assists in all competitions, which is good. It's great for a winger, actually. And obviously, stats don't define everything, but when you're stacked against other people, it comes down to making the final vote. Everything is taken into account. Trophies you won, the amount of goals you've scored, the amount of assists you've had, how integral you were to your team, and not only the goals you scored, but how and when you scored those goals. And I think Dembele just checks all those boxes over Yamal. I think Yamal should be upset. Honestly, I don't think, look, finishing second in the Ballon d'Or at 18 years old is nothing to scoff about. Like I said, he's gonna win one eventually. And I know people said the same thing with Mbappe. He hasn't won one. But I think how integral Yamal is to this Barca team, and how, I mean, this Barca team is just, they haven't even reached their potential yet, right? Last season, they were very good, very dominant in La Liga, but they can still get better. And hey, man, I think the Champions League weighs a big part in who wins the Ballon d'Or. And if Barca wins the Champions League this season, I can see Yamal winning the Ballon d'Or next season. But finishing off with Dembele, once again, I want to congratulate Dembele. I don't know, man. I'm just happy. I was watching that whole ceremony. I was like, bro, if it's not Dembele, we're gonna riot. We are gonna riot. It was great to see Dembele win the Ballon d'Or. And yeah, man, we'll see what else holds for PSG this season. If Dembele is able to keep his form up for France next World Cup, because they're looking scary. All their players look on top form. And I think they should definitely be favorites to win the World Cup next season. Gonna wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and peace. Ousmane!